What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to begin into Soul Leveling episode 6. I'm going to be honest, I've not waited long at all. In fact, it's only been a few hours and I have to watch this next episode. I am definitely getting freaking hooked because it's usually hard for me to wait to watch next episodes and shows, but you know, with this whole reaction and editing and everything, I gotta wait that much longer, and this time I just gotta watch the next one. So I've done a little bit of editing of the last one, let it sunk in a little bit, but I just gotta see what happens. Feeling a lot from this kind of crooked crew that's setting them up, and I'm really hoping that JINWOO protects the D-ranked kind of newbie here. He seems like an innocent kid. I'm really hoping that JINWOO can pull through here and get them out of this sticky situation and can bring these guys to justice. So let's go ahead and get into the reaction. So usually they just kill them? Fuck this dong suck bitch. They're after his gear, I knew it. Man. Yeah, I'm wondering where he kind of rates right now based off his leveling up. Okay. So he's definitely at a disadvantage still. He has that weapon that might be strong against, right? Is it a beast type or is it an insect type, do they say? Cue the epic music. Man, the animation's so good in the show. Epic, epic. Man, whenever there's money involved, you know there's gonna be greed and corruption and, you know, people setting up people to die. Like, people are greedy shits, man. It's messed up. Hunter Association? I can relate to non-stop meetings. Let's put something on the calendar for that one, yeah. Yeah. There we go. Starting to perceive him. False rankers. So that's a thing. Yeah, I don't know if I'd call JINWOO that. Oh no. Come on, Jinho.
これ以上上がれば速度が落ちる。そうなる前に決着をつけなければ。
So it's the special buddy. Oh jeez. Ooh.
手強い野郎だ。このまま時間がかかれば自力だ。新スキル失踪。
Oh, you got a skill? When do you get this? What did it say? Oh man, is he gonna run out? He's gonna get fatigued though. Yeah. Oh shit. Use your training points. Like. Yep. I knew it. Smart. Dang. Oh, we can like keep on reapplying it too. We can stack that shit up. Dang. Yeah, so you can sit on them or use them at the right time. Wow. Aniki. He's scared.
どうぞお飲みください、兄貴。兄貴って。お休みください。まだ鉱石は。
Damn, they all look a lot more evil now. Aw.
いささかの衰えも見られません。
いや、さすがに現役の頃と比べれば、ジンチョル君こそ受け流し方が上手くなった。精進を続けてるな。
鍛えてもランクは上がりませんが。
Yeah. Yeah, your magical ability never goes up, but you can hone the rest of your skill.
ダンジョンという極限の場所に身を置くならなおさら、そのような場において、人の業とはいとも簡単にむき出しになった。ボス死んでね。この雲でかいだけかよ。正直あの装備なら C 級ボスも倒せるかもな。ドンソクさん、どうします？
決まってんだろ。友人法。いい装備つけてっから検索してみたらすげえじゃねえか。友人建設会長ユミョンハン。だったらお前に機械をやる。孫ジヌを殺せ。もう分かってんだろう。無能な数合わせを殺して。友人法、お前にはその共犯になってもらう。
Scumbags, man. Fucking scumbags.
あんなボンボンでも C 級を一人で倒す装備だ。特殊効果があったら面倒だ。どうした？何をためらってるんだ？どうせここで起きたことは外に漏れない。
He knows he can't beat JINWOO anyways. Well, yeah, he probably is, but I don't think he would do it anyways. Yeah. Let's go, Jinho.
ドンソクさん、どうします？
弱いのから片付けろ。お前ら。
The weak one.
人を殺したことがあるか。
緊急クエスト？何なんだこれ？
よそ見してんじゃねえよほら
I didn't see what it said, man.
兄貴
Oh shit. He got wrecked. Heejin?
最近そっちはどう？白虎ギルドは
No, it's the White Tiger Guild.
相変わらずです。ジーナさんたちのハンタースギルドはこっちも別に相変わらずよ。そういえば行ったんですよね。チャさんとの永久ダンジョン訓練すごかったよ。
一瞬だった。私たちが全員で苦戦していた永久モンスターを
もう余裕シャクシャクって感じ。私たちも驚いたけどギフン君なんてポカーンとしてた。
彼は次の攻撃隊隊長を狙ってるから。
真面目ですもんね。そっちのチョル君はどうなの？彼も狙ってるんでしょ隊長。
その言葉が全てを物語ってる。
ハンタースギルドに白虎ギルド、大手ギルドに入れて。
Okay, so there's rankings to the guilds and everything.
世の中にはさ、悪い噂の絶えないところも多いから、異様に死亡率が高い攻撃隊とかさ。
ユジンホー、そいつは死んだ。
なんてことを
どうして忘れていた、そして暴力と欺瞞と裏切りに満ちた世界。どうしてどうしてどうしてどうしてどうしてどうしてどうしてどうしてどうしてどうしてどうしてそうか、麻痺していたんだ。敵システムが俺に殺人を強要する。俺が死ねば困るということか。
Does it need to keep me alive for some reason?
システムが必要としているんだ。
Interesting.
強い俺を。
兄貴よかった。
システムは俺を利用し、俺はシステムを利用する。
おい牛飯、手加減すんな。
弱い者から奪われる。ここはそういう場所だ。
分かってんじゃねえか。
Yeah.
人類最弱兵器さんよ。
ならお前らだってそれなりの覚悟があるってことだよ。
Yeah.
ドンソクさん、俺がやります。
Now this guy's about to get wrecked.
人類最弱兵器さ。
Damn, he cut off his head just like that?
一人目。
ジュンってあいついつの間に武器を。
油断をしたとしても順手は D 級。
This ain't your normal E rank, boy.
人を殺してしまった。
Yeah.
システムの命令に従う。俺は今
I mean, even if the system wasn't there, it's kill or be killed kind of, you know? It's kind of self-defense. You would have died anyways. You know? Oh, it's the debuff. Overwhelming strength.
強い。強くなって
Yeah, because he leveled up too.
一瞬にしてうちの全員、ボスもお前が倒したんだな。それと一味違うぞ。
It's just a real boss fight here.
ボスと5人のハンターを相手にしたんだから余力はないはずだ。こいつの特技は足の速さと探検の特殊能力。そんな探検など危険。
ファンさん、あんたは強い。
だけど一つ残念なこと。
I'm stronger.
絶えずレベルアップしてんだよ。
何が起こったんだ。こいつ絶対に E 級なんかじゃない。おーい待て、これ
Nah, don't spare him. Fuck you,
マ
dude.
ナ鉱石も魔法石も全部くれてやるよ。
You were cocky just a minute ago, now it's not in your favor.
3度も殺そうとした相手に助けを請うのか。
Exactly.
こんなことしていいと思ってんのか。
ダンジョンで起きたことは外部に漏れないって。
Yeah.
俺の弟が誰だか知る。
Man, pretty gruesome episode. Yeah.
ボスが死んでダンジョン
Poor Jinho is gonna be traumatized from this one.
C 級ハンター全員が戦死し生存者が
Yeah,
ってことですか？
it's a little sus.
あなた
はい。
その装備マヤ社の長剣
ええ、まあこれでも報酬がもらえるとはな。スキル、速記、すべての能力値を半減。
Wow, that's strong.
こっちの人が一人で倒してこっちの E 級の人はどこかに隠れてたのね。
Some really good auditing right here.
兄貴もお疲れ様でした。どうかしたんですか？いや、
Wow, look at that.
持たせてよかったなって。
Was that the guy's brother, maybe? Wow. That was a heavy episode, man. Heavy. All right, everyone, that was Solo Leveling episode 6, The Real Hunt Begins. Immediate reaction, definitely a lot sadder or heavy of an episode than I thought. I definitely felt a lot of emotion as he was kind of forced to kill those humans. You can tell that that JINWOO was really struggling with that. You know, he said to himself that he was numb to, you know, the realities of the world of, you know, of human nature and survival of the fittest. And we can get a little bit more into that, but I really thought, you know, that really felt, you know, made me feel a lot of, you know, heavy emotion in that moment. It was really well written. Loved the scene of the, you know, the rain coming down afterwards and the sun parting the clouds and him thinking about his sister and how he gave her that umbrella. I'm sure that's some kind of symbolism there. But yeah, it's a really, really good episode. I was excited because the last episode had me fired up. You know, I was like, fuck these guys. These guys are scumbags. And yeah, they're scumbags, but there's definitely, you know, this episode has a very strong point to, I guess, human nature, right? So, you know, we get into this episode and it immediately starts off with, you know, we get a little bit more information about the group of hunters who set them up in this situation. I guess in general, they usually, you know, kind of add two weaker players into the mix and then either kill them or set them up so that they die, like from the boss, or, you know, you basically leave them to die, and then they split the benefits of the dungeon among 6 of them so they can make more profit. Pretty sleazy thing to do. I mean, it's interesting because from the contract perspective, they could probably still reap those benefits pretty easily if they just cleared dungeons and brought in weaker ones and gave them a small portion, right? Like, you know, you can do that and still be ethical about it without killing people, right? So it's pretty interesting. You can definitely tell that these guys are some of the sleazier types in this world. But it also kind of evolves as it goes on, and JINWOO starts to fight this this boss, the spider boss. You know, Jinho starts to talk about, he calls them false rankers. So they're individuals who can manipulate their magic level to pass themselves off as weaker hunters, like lower ranks, and so they get titled with a lower rank, and then obviously I'd assume that they could go to lower rank dungeons much more easily. And how he says it, it's usually lunatic types that do that, right? So they're strong and they hide their power, and maybe they just kill for fun. I'd imagine that we're gonna run into people like that later in the show. You know, people who, you know, really shouldn't be there. Maybe they're like PvP kind of players that, you know, are out there similar to this group of hunters who are trying to take advantage of, you know, weaker players and, you know, make a living that way, or just do it for the hell of it, right? For the thrill. You know, this world definitely is very, very dangerous. You know, even though it's a fantasy world, you know, one of the most dangerous things in this world so far is the humans themselves, right? Which isn't so different from real life. With, you know, people, when money's in play, greed comes along, and players and people, I guess people in real life too, do some really heinous things to make a quick buck, right? We see him fight the boss, and you know, right off the bat, they say it's a lot stronger than any of the bosses he's fought. You can tell that he can't really do a lot of damage into it, and he needs to rely on his weapon and the debuff that it allows him to put on the boss or anybody he's fighting, right? And the debuff is paralysis, and then he can drain their HP over time. And you see that's literally how he just defeats the boss. It's paralyzed, he can keep on giving the debuff and stacks on top of each other. So honestly, that's pretty overpowered if you can keep stacking. A lot of times that stuff has cooldowns in video games and stuff, but in this case, you know, it stacks on top of, especially the paralysis stacking up is really, really strong, and he defeats the spider that way. But we also see that he has a skill, which is, he has the dash skill, which gives him a speed buff. So he actually has a skill, so I guess that's different than the ability points. He gets skills as well, and we see he gets a skill towards the end as well from completing the urgent quest, where when he kills all of the evil hunters, he gets the murderous intent skill, which is a huge debuff. And that one seems really strong, where, you know, it lowers everyone's abilities by 50% for like a minute. And that's a really strong skill. Very cool that there's skills introduced here too. I'm wondering how different that is from regular hunters' magic. You know, does regular hunters have different skills as well, or is it kind of just more so for the player and how he has ability points and skills, and that's how he differentiates from the other hunters? Shortly after he defeats them, the evil hunters come back, this group of 6 guys, and, you know, it kind of flashes to the chairman. I guess he's a retired hunter or veteran or something. I'm not sure if we saw him. Maybe he was in the first scene, the first episode. I'm trying to remember, but you know, he's obviously a soldier at heart, and he has this, you know, this fight with the Hunter Association guy. They talk about the training, you know, honing your stamina and your endurance and your technique, because when you're in difficult situations in dungeons, you know, human nature's worst comes out, right? People, you know, we saw that in the first 2 episodes where people were justifying being selfish and leaving JINWOO when he's helped them so much, and he's the one who has to basically be sacrificed in that scenario. And luckily it came out of that okay, but, you know, it does rear its ugly head, and you need to be on top of it outside of just leaning on your hunter abilities that might not get you out of a sticky situation with humans who might be more intelligent than the beasts in these dungeons, right? I thought that was pretty interesting, and obviously it's a good way to have a little bit of some exposition about human nature and survival of the fittest. And that quickly transitions back to JINWOO and them, you know, fighting I'm just gonna call them the evil hunters here, or I guess the more negative side of human nature that's being shown here. And right as they start to come at them, he gets that urgent quest. And the urgent quest was very, very interesting because the system's reacting to like real-time situations, not just from the dungeons themselves, but from humans too. So there has to be something behind this whole system, as JINWOO calls it. He says that the system wants him to kill the humans to defeat them. And it's really interesting because the urgent quest that pops up, originally it doesn't say that he needs to kill them. It just says that you need to defeat them. And then if he doesn't, that it'll be a sufficient penalty or something, right? And so it doesn't really say that until he gets knocked back, and JINWOO goes through this exposition of how he was numb to the evils of humanity and the survival of the fittest, and reminded that, you know, the strong will take advantage of the weak, right? And then the quest starts to change, like the flashes starts to change to You have to kill them or else you'll die. Your heart will stop. And that's more similar to the language of the first quest of when he took, when he completed the Courage of the Weak, and if he didn't accept the quest of, become a player, or the reward to become a player, that his heart would stop. So I'm curious if this changed as he killed one of the players, and then they're like, okay, you have to kill everyone, and this is the consequence if you don't, or if JINWOO kind of lost his bearings here, and this is how he interpreted that quest, and he was connecting it to the first quest, where it's kill or be killed kind of thing. So I'm a little sus about that, if JINWOO is interpreting that wrong, or if it's actually, hey, the system changed the quest as it went along, and he was basically forced his hand. He said the system's giving him strength, the system's using him, that he's going to use the system to survive too. So I don't know, it's very intriguing to think about what this system is, why it's happening to JINWOO, how it integrates with the portals in this magic system, or if it's something completely different. It's very, very interesting to think about, and there's lots of information that we don't have yet. But the whole narrative about the weakness of humans, the evil of human nature, survival of the fittest, it's a reality check for JINWOO. He's been having fun with this whole system so far, but in reality, this system is to make him stronger, and he's going to face more travesties like he did in the first couple episodes. Now we've seen these evil humans that he has to deal with. He's been given the strength, and he almost has duty here to protect himself. I said in my reaction right away, I was like, hey, even if you don't have this quest and they're trying to kill you, your hand's forced to defeat them at least, right? To incapacitate them, or just to kill them, right? And in real life, that's a thing, right? You have self-defense laws to stand your ground, etc., right? All that is very controversial, and it's a very ethical argument. But in general, I think most people would agree that if someone's trying to harm you, you're allowed to defend yourself. So you can see JINWOO really takes this on heavy, and after he does kill them and he escapes, in that scene with the rain and the sun coming through, it's a very somber moment. Obviously, killing people, you should never be taken lightly. Even if you kill someone in self-defense, that affects who you are, affects your mentality. I'm sure that in itself is a lot to take on. But it almost feels like has felt like he's been forced into this situation, and that he's having to take on a lot of burden here, and it's really sad. It is really sad. I went from the beginning of the episode being all fired up and wanting him to get revenge, which is a pretty, normal human emotion to feel in that situation when you feel like you've been wronged, you want to seek revenge. But by the end of it, you kind of feel bad about him having to kill these guys, right? And it is a very good narrative in this episode to kind of show the duality of those two feelings. They're really, really the opposites of each other in that way. And even if you're killing someone out of self-defense, you sacrifice a lot of yourself to do that. You sacrifice your innocence of, killing someone. You never return to who you are after that point. So, but yeah, overall, really good episode. The one open-ended item here is that guy's brother. His brother must be that really strong hunter. I'm assuming that's who they flash to at the end. And you can see he even tries to barter with that. Do you even know who my brother is? After JINWOO's like, are you kidding me? You've tried to kill me 3 times and now you're gonna ask for mercy. And he tries to threaten him with who his brother is. And obviously that's gonna come into play. We'll see if his brother is the revengeful type too, or how close they were. It seemed like they had animosity towards each other, the brothers, or at least the older brother had animosity towards his younger brother. So we'll see, how that presents. But them kind of showing this guy at the end, it's kind of setting up that there's going to be some kind of plot line with this too. So we'll see how that plays out. Hopefully JINWOO can get a lot stronger, because if this guy's brother is way stronger, he's gonna need to level up some more. So, but yeah, I think that'll do it for this reaction, this video. I appreciate y'all tuning in. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. As always, drop a like for me if you enjoyed it. Write down some comments in below. We can have some discussions about the episode and how you guys interpreted, the narrative in this episode. I thought it was a really good one. So yeah, I'll catch y'all next time. Peace.